IGA Meals and Minutes with Courtney Wise.
Whether you're planning a small, friendly get-together or a big New Year's Eve bash, you want to be sure you have good food to entertain your guests. And Courtney and Rhonda has some great snack ideas today.
Hey there, Laura. Happy New Year to everyone. I know that you just finished Christmas and now we're gearing up for yet another holiday.
We are.
I asked Rhonda to come on the show because she always has really easy appetizer and food ideas, one of which is called chicken roll-ups. We also have, what is this?
Artichoke dip.
I was going to say chicken. And then we have a shrimp remoulade. So a couple different varieties of picked food. And this one, you know, you shared this recipe with me a couple weeks ago, and you could make it for dinner too. But I like it because it's like single serving. You know, you can just have it at your house and put it on a plate.
Yep.
So what do we do first, and what's in it?
Well, first of all, you take a can of cream of chicken soup.
Yes.
And you melt that with a cup of milk and a third a cup of cheese.
Okay.
And when that's melted, you just set it aside. You combine 1 3/4 cups of chicken. Now you can use any kind of cooked chopped chicken. I use fajita chicken, but when you made it,
yes. I really like to use the IGA roasted chickens because sometimes you're lazy and you don't feel like boiling up your own chicken and then shredding it, and it's flavored too. What flavor did you say you got today?
This was orange chipotle.
Yum.
So it adds a little flavor to it.
Yeah.
So that's what we got yesterday, and you just cut it up and you mix that with some cheese.
And some people like canned chicken. So
Right.
I will say
that's
that.
true.
If you like canned chicken,
as long as
go
it's
ahead and
you know
use it.
anything you can deal with
Okay.
there. You take a can of crescent rolls.
Okay.
And you roll out your little triangles. You can see we already have some stuffed here.
Yeah.
And then you just put some chicken and the cheese mixture in the middle, and then just roll it up.
Just kind of, you know, make sure you stuff it because it does kind of fall out because the cheese isn't melted yet. But look how cute that is.
And then you just put your chicken and cheese in here.
Yeah.
And then once you get them all finished, you cover it with your sauce. I'm making a real mess.
There's nothing in this though that people don't like. You know, it's just one of those really easy kind
chicken,
of dishes.
cheese, and bread.
Yes, exactly.
What else could you want?
So do you want me to do this?
Sure.
I mean, it's going to splatter everywhere. I just know it.
Oh, go ahead.
The whole thing, right?
The whole thing.
And
So it makes the sauce, and you can see the one that we've already done over there.
how long do you bake it?
20 to 25 minutes at 375.
Until it gets kind of brown. Do you put
Brown and bubbly.
Do you do cheese on top of that?
I do. Whatever cheese is left, you use you need 2 cups of cheese total.
Okay.
So what you don't use in your sauce and you don't use in your roll-ups, you just put on top there.
So that's just one bag of cheese, shredded cheddar cheese,
Right.
one thing of crescent rolls, one roasted IGA chicken, and what am I missing? 1 can of the
That's
soup.
right.
And
And
then
milk.
a little milk.
That's
so
it.
It's really, really easy, and especially
That's
if you're having people over, like you just got done with Christmas, you're
Right.
having people over, keep it easy on yourself,
You
right?
don't want to have a lot of work.
Okay, so stick this in the oven, and then when it looks like that, when it comes out, we'll
Right.
taste it in just a second. Do you want to
You can make this up ahead of time.
Oh,
I wouldn't make it
yeah.
up any more than an hour or so before because of your crescent rolls. But you can make it up ahead of time, and then when your guests start arriving, stick it in the oven.
Perfect. Yes.
it's done.
No one wants cold crescent rolls.
That's right. Artichoke dip.
Yeah.
You take a large can of artichokes. These are roughly chopped. I like artichokes, so I like to taste it. So I didn't finely chop it or
I
anything.
like it too. And I asked her if it was like the little jars that are marinated or the olive oil kind. She said no.
It's just the can packed in water or juice or whatever it is.
Okay. Some good
then
old
you
mayo.
add, yep, a cup of mayonnaise. A cup of Parmesan cheese.
And that's what really gives it its flavor.
It does.
Well, and not to mention, of course, the garlic
And
powder.
then 3 tablespoons of garlic powder.
Well,
so you want to make sure you have your good friends.
Yeah, exactly. If you're going to be kissing anyone at the New Year, you might want to go lower on the powder. But I mean, personally, it doesn't matter to me. I love it all. So it makes about it's 8x8 pan?
Right.
Okay. So
you
8x8 pan.
Put it in your pan, and you just bake it at 350 for 20 minutes. And there again, I've made this up, you know, an hour or so ahead of time. Pop it in the oven just before you get ready to serve it.
This is an easy version of it too. When we come back, we're gonna do my favorite. I have had my hands in this all morning. It is so good. The shrimp remoulade. So don't go away. We'll be right back. All right, everyone, if you're just now tuning in, we have already made our chicken roll-ups, and we have pulled those out of the oven. I'm going to taste them in a second. I already know how they taste, and it's wonderful because I've already made this recipe. And then we have the artichoke dip, which is really easy and very tasty. I mean, it's like 2 steps. You put everything together, mush it in a bowl, and then just stick it in there, bake it for, how long did you say to bake that for?
20 minutes
Okay.
at 350.
Okay.
And you just serve it with crackers. You can serve it with pita chips. You know, anything you like.
I love pita chips.
It's wonderful.
Okay, this is my favorite. Okay, Rhonda and her husband just came back from New Orleans, and while they were there, you went to Brennan's, and you just fell in love with their recipe, right?
Loved it, yes. Of course,
do
you can't
too.
go wrong eating in a Brennan's restaurant in New Orleans.
So what did you have? You had the shrimp cocktail, or the remoulade, and you said you even ate everything on the plate
I did.
because
It's
it was so
served,
good.
This is how they served it, with the
Okay.
sauce on top of it. They just put lettuce, you get your shredded lettuce, and it had the shrimp, and then they just had the black olive and the tomato on it. And then you just drizzle some sauce on top, and that's how it was. But it was so good, even with the lettuce. So it'd be a great salad dressing. You mentioned that. It'd be a great salad
I
dressing.
mean, I could eat it with a spoon. Okay, it's so good. And you know, remoulade kind of sounds fancy, like maybe something that you don't really want to touch. But honestly, it didn't take you very long to put it together.
No.
Okay. So
The
what do we do
The
first?
most important thing, the longest thing, was the chopping, because everything needs to be
yeah.
minced. You know, you take a cup of minced celery, a third a cup of scallion tops,
Right here. Okay.
a third a cup of minced fresh parsley. I did not have the fresh parsley, so I used dried. So if you use dried, you use a smaller amount, so it worked out to 5 teaspoons
Okay. This is okay. Gotcha.
of the dried parsley.
Do you want me to dump this stuff in?
Sure.
As you're...
Dump it in there.
All right. This first. Can we get a shot of this?
And then you use a fourth a cup of dill pickles, minced dill pickles.
What's the yellow already in here? Is that mustard?
That's mustard.
And what else?
It's Creole mustard.
Okay.
You can't find Creole mustard around Bowling Green.
You could probably order
And
it
I did.
online,
You probably
though.
could, and I didn't think about ordering or buying it when we were down there. So I took regular mustard and added like a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of Creole seasoning,
Oh yeah, and it
and
tastes
added that.
really good.
So we just made our own.
that's right.
Okay.
I think you can call it Rhonda's remoulade.
No.
Yes, you can.
I got the recipe from Brendan's. I won't take anything away from
Okay,
them.
fine. I did.
Then you add the horseradish that's over there with salt and pepper.
Okay. I need a spoon, really. Oh well.
Well, I already used this.
I love horseradish.
Do you?
Yes. You know me. I like
I'm
anything
not a
with
fan,
a big
but it's good
kick.
in this. Yep.
Okay.
And then our mixture over there is half a cup of vegetable oil, a fourth a cup of red wine vinegar, and a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce.
Okay.
Then you add
I'm
a
glad
pinch
you
of
said
salt,
Worcestershire.
a pinch of salt, and a pinch of white pepper.
Did you already do that?
Yeah, that goes
Okay.
in with the horseradish. And
Look
you
how
just
good
mix
this
it well,
looks.
and it has to set for at least 2 hours.
Okay, which this one has already
Right, that was
set.
done overnight.
And
So I
have
think the longer it sets, the better off it'll be.
spooned it
But it
in
has
my
to be
mouth.
at least 2 hours.
Okay, so let's pretend like we.
Right.
So this goes on here, right?
It does.
You said a tablespoon, like
A
just
couple tablespoons on it.
This is very, very pretty. You could do, oopsie, I just made it look ugly. You could do individual little plates like this, or you could just kind of set the shrimp out, you know, around
Right,
the bowl, right?
right.
Just like a shrimp
Or if
cocktail.
you wanted to get
except
fancy,
for-
if you had little like martini glasses, you know, and put a
Yes.
little bit of the lettuce in the bottom,
Oh my
and
gosh,
you know how they
Rhonda.
would do shrimp cocktail, but
Love
serve it
it.
like that.
All right, everyone, we wish you a very happy new year. These ideas are going to be on our Facebook page, but also go to igameals.com, and maybe you and your family or your friends want to do a grilled cheese party. That's on my blog. Happy New Year, everyone.
That sounds so fun.
I know, it was fun. Have a really safe one, and we'll see you next year.
Go to WBKO.com/midday for IGA Crossroads locations.